You're listening to The Real. With Rachel D. on WATB 1420. All right, guys. Welcome to The Real with Rachel D. Hey, Miss BJ. Hi. P-Money. All right, let's turn this down just a little bit. There we go. All right, guys. So it is Thursday. We had one heck of a weekend.
Yes, man, we did.
Miss BJ, what'd you do this weekend?
Well, I'm surprised it wasn't on CNN, but I attended this fabulous event. I mean, it was wonderful. So many fabulous pieces, but this girl, oh my God. I don't know, if y'all knew the original Wonder Woman, but her name is Rachel Daniels. Mm-hmm. And now it's Rachel Sanders. Ooh, yeah. So I attended a beautiful, gorgeous, romantic wedding of the Miss Beautiful Rachel Sanders, and it was amazing.
Awesome. P-Money, what'd you do this weekend?
Nothing special.
Hey. I am on a tirade. Don't get involved.
I was also at the wedding.
Oh, what was you doing?
Selling refrigerators, handing out cards.
No, they are talking about my wedding. I officially tied the knot last weekend to one of the credit fellows, Austin Sanders. So I'm officially Rachel Sanders. And P-Money was in the wedding. He was looking so cute.
He was so dapper.
Oh, no. It's all over social media, people. Look it up. And Miss BJ was there with her hubby.
Yes.
Do you meet the husband?
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm. I did. I finally met him.
He was cute. Got her a light-skinned dude.
Thank you.
I didn't know light-skinned dudes was in.
They back in, child.
All right, good deal. But no, I had a fabulous time at my wedding. I absolutely did. My aunties cussed out the cake guy. Did you know that?
I saw the cake guy crying. And it wasn't, we'll talk about it later because I don't want to, put him on blast on the...
he was crying, crying.
We'll have that discussion later. We have a couple of discussions to have later.
We do. We have a whole block with nothing in it. We're just going to talk about everything.
Weddings.
But right now, we're going to get into some celebrity news. Y'all remember when we were talking about Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian, how it took up like the whole day because it was a gift that kept giving?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Usher is the gift that just cannot stop giving, actually.
Yeah, apparently he likes to give himself to a lot of people.
Yes. So, unless you've been living under a rock, more people have come out and said that he has given them herpes or exposed them to herpes.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
What'd you say?
It really is.
That's the terrible gift to give. But it says at least one woman that he has had unprotected vaginal sex with and oral sex with a male. Now, I'm not sure if this chick, what's her name? Tasha? Who?
Okay, first of all, let me tell you something. Completely off the subject. Mm-hmm. If you are a young woman and you plan on making any kind of conference or public appearance or a news conference, please, for the love of God, make sure that you have less vowels. I mean, this lady, come on. Quantasia.
Yeah.
Quantasia.
That's her name. Well, she came out and she did a press conference with lawyer. We call her ambulance chaser lawyer, Lisa Bloom, right?
Lisa Bloom, child.
She's the daughter of Gloria Bloom. They run Hollywood in that area.
They really do.
Jesus. Okay, Miss BJ. Let's talk about this.
Okay, so Usher allegedly had sex with two of the women that are suing him for failing to disclose that he had genital herpes. However, Miss Quantasia Sharp said that even though she tested negative for STD, she's suing because she feels Usher violated her rights by not disclosing his status.
Okay.
I feel so some kind of way. And I have two issues with this.
Go ahead.
Number one. Okay, I'm going to put this to Patrick P-Money. So, let's say that we are walking down the street. Okay, just walking. Now, later on, my lawyer calls you and said, you know what, Brenidra was walking with you, and you're a little clumsy. You did not disclose that to her. She could have fell down while she was walking down the street with you. You could be like, excuse me, did she get hurt? No. But she's suing you because you did not disclose that you were clumsy. Do you see how...
Yeah.
It doesn't make
like
sense.
That analogy. I appreciate that.
But at the same time, the second issue I have...
What's that?
Just when Big Girls was in... Just when BBW was popular and popping, we on TV shows, we in movies, we running lingerie. You know, Nike just opened up its line to us. Thank you. Lane Bryant popping. They brought the prices down. Quantasia, go get up there in her City Trends special fashions, her swoop, and just set us back so many years. Because when I say people have just the big girl jokes are just running rampant all over Twitter.
Black Twitter did jump on that.
Black Twitter is all over the big girl jokes, and I'm just like, and being a BBW myself, I'm like, come on. It's just like when you see the woman in the news who did all these people who do stuff in the news, when they interview someone and they don't know, you know, they're kind of hood, they're kind of ghetto. You're like, come on, people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, what's her name? Sweet Brown.
Sweet Brown.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord, Jesus is a fire.
Girl. Like,
Right. Thank you. This is exactly how. I mean, y'all don't know. It's a secret society of big women, and we have been trying to figure out a way.
We understand it. I mean, it's just like when you walking in public, or when you're in public and you see somebody eating watermelon, somebody black eating watermelon.
Yes.
Like, it's certain unwritten rules, like you don't eat fried chicken in mixed company.
Yeah.
You don't drink grape soda.
You don't pull out hot sauce out your purse.
Like, I saw this one video, speaking of watermelon eating. It was like a backyard it was a contest.
Oh, that one, I sent that.
Yes, like there was nothing but white people, and that one black girl was inhaling that watermelon. It's like, girl, I know we competitive. However, like, you setting us back.
Yes, and I mean, and it's a lot of celebrities and people who like plus size women, but I mean,
yeah.
Go, what is it? Accordingly, what is it? Carry yourself accordingly.
Yeah.
You knew you was gonna be on TV.
Well, here's the thing that's kind of making it worse. She's lying.
Yes.
Like, first of all, and this is what got people very conflicted, because it's like, you don't want to judge her and be like, Usher would never. But then when it comes out that she was lying, I saw on YouTube that some of her old classmates had came up and they said that girl always lies.
She's a scammer.
She is. She did meet Usher. I don't know if you saw that video where she was
rubbing him down.
Yeah. But
yeah, she met him, but everything else, they say, so like Rachel said, if you've been living under a rock, the past 2 weeks, he's been facing all these allegations of affecting people with herpes. So now this girl, Quantasia Sharpton, came out. She said it was her birthday. She was a fan. He brought her up on stage, yada, yada. Anyway, ended up to Usher's bodyguard calling her backstage, and then they met up at a hotel, and then they engaged in some activities. And she said even though she didn't contract it, she's suing because she could have. This girl finds out that she has tried to do the same victim game with several celebrities. August Alsina, actor Keith Powers. August Alsina, he had like a one-hit wonder. Yeah, he came out briefly. Actor Keith Powers. She's tried this thing with several celebs alleging things, and now she's trying to jump on, the Usher bandwagon, which is a bandwagon I don't want to be on.
Exactly. Like, who does that? I mean,
and then too, guys. Maybe 2 to 3 days before she came out, she was talking about how bad she needed money. I need money back. All over her Twitter, all over her Facebook. I need money. I'm struggling. Then 2 hours before the press conference, she's going to say, well, this is my last hour as a regular girl. And it's like, what you mean regular girl? And I mean, then she come out like this.
To be the face of herpes, almost.
No, she has become like the face of fat shaming 2017. If I see one more, joke that they put on her, I'm talking about, was she sure was Usher or was it the Burger King? Was she? I mean, everything you can think of. And then my fellow plus size women are like, girl.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't know. Like, I wonder who's actually at fault when it comes to this, because the lawyer in the press conference, you don't do any type of screening.
Nope.
The fact that regular people can go on Twitter and find her tweets and stuff, and then even the people that she went to school with know the truth, and you're just kind of, anybody who comes to you, just gonna take them and help to defame this man.
Yeah.
Like, the situation itself is defaming him. Like, you're so money hungry. Who's paying for this? Because she don't look like she can afford a celebrity lawyer.
Well, she's 21. She has 3 or 4 children.
She's only 21?
She's 21.
3 and 4
She has
children?
3 or 4 children. She's 21. And people said that she used to try to scam guys back in the day for kids that she didn't even have.
Wait a minute. 21.
You doing the
20,
math?
19, 18.
She has
17,
either
so
3
she
or 4 children, yes.
would have had to start at like 15 because you have to have like 9 months between each one. 14, 15. Okay.
And then you have to have, 6 weeks to heal. And then if
No,
you do it,
Quantasia has a quantity of children.
you're
You're
supposed,
supposed
to. Jesus.
Yeah.
Some of those kids may, be the same age.
I think I heard something about twins.
Well, you heard Sierra pregnant.
Who?
Sierra's pregnant.
Really?
Yes. And she
Again?
just had a baby.
No, I didn't know
She's
that.
pregnant.
Well, congratulations,
So
girl.
it's a lot of pregnancies popping off. Princess and Ray J having a baby.
I heard that.
Sierra having a baby.
I mean, but Russell Wilson, the football season is here, and he did, I think, sign another contract. So get
yeah.
your money, girl.
Yeah, right?
Get your baby daddy
But
money.
this Quantasia, y'all, it's just going to, and the fact that she lied. So I think there should be some type of repercussion for people who do this.
I agree. And it was kind of, if I can go back to the Bill Cosby thing, it's when women jump on the bandwagon. It's very easy when you know the story.
Right.
And I'm not saying that, sorry guys, my husband just texted me, his car keys are in my car.
How long have you been waiting to interject husband into a conversation?
You gonna take my first time. Look at this man stealing my thunder. Dang.
I was just wondering.
That was shady.
I'm sorry. I just
Were you
That was very direct.
Were you
That wasn't shady.
anticipating me finally throwing that in somewhere?
I wasn't.
Oh,
But
hold
I
on,
caught
guys.
it.
I just got an email. It looks like Patrick has been entered into nominated for Petty Betty Awards.
Please do.
Oh my gosh.
I've been waiting all day to say that, and here he come, stealing my thunder. Please do. Jeez. Yes, my husband left his car keys in my car, and my car's here, and he's at home. So we're gonna see how that works out when it comes time for the credit, fellas. Anyways, let's move on from Usher. That's the gift that we'll keep giving. All right, Bootsy Badass. Boosie. All right,
Lil
so
Boosie.
he plans on getting his 14-year-old son some fellatio for his birthday.
Okay, I'm not sure if you guys are really knowledgeable about Lil Boosie. Lil Boosie is an artist that came out of Louisiana. He was very popular during the No Limit time when what was it? Master P era, was popping off. He was really big around then. And then he went, and came up with several hits. So Lil Boosie is 34 years old. Like I said, born, his real name is Torrance Hatch. But he is at the center of controversy after he wants his son, known as Tootie Raw, a happy birthday on Instagram, and vowing that he would get his 14-year-old a bag of money and will involve him in sexual favors, basically from a prostitute. So before the comment section started to flood and actually ended up locking up his Instagram, some people thought it was just a joke, while others reminded the Louisiana native that prostitution and solicitation of sex with a minor was highly illegal. So he might have just been joking, but it did not rub people the right way.
Not at all, especially since I think he was recently in the news for making anti-gay
Comments. Exactly.
What do you say? I don't keep up with Lil Boosie. I don't even know.
I'm gonna be honest, I do not either.
I just got my information from the comment section.
Yes. So, and Lil Boosie did have that hit, that independent INDEPEND.
Oh, okay.
That's the only, you know what that means.
I thought
So,
that was Webby.
was it?
Are you sure, DJ?
Maybe it was Lil Boosie and Webby.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, but you know what, child.
Well,
but
I have mixed feelings about this because, prostitution is illegal, but it depends on where he buys it from. It's legal in Las Vegas, right? He might.
But statutory rape is illegal
everywhere.
That is true. Well,
His
let's
son
just
is
take
14.
that out of it. I hope my brother Tommy doesn't mind this story. But my brother Tommy told me, plus he don't mind this story, hell, he's proud of it. Okay, my brother Tommy told me that when he graduated high school, my dad took him to Puerto Rico and he paid for one of the stewardess to give him some on the plane.
Oh, well, how old was your brother at that time?
I'm assuming 18,
Yeah.
but my whole point is like that's what dads do. Yeah, the 14 part is I mean, they're gonna try to do stuff like that. That's just what
Right.
dads
Well,
do.
I think it's problematic that dads try to do that, and that is seen as validating in some way of your manliness or your masculinity. I think that's the bigger issue.
Well, I guess yeah, I agree with that.
Because
But
nobody's mother would pay for their daughter. to
Right.
go and get, I mean, I'm sure there's somebody out there who would, but I mean, nobody. It wouldn't be, sensational, or it wouldn't be seen in the same light as
Right.
Quantasia Sharpton's mother would probably pay somebody to give her daughter some time. But you're not supposed to tell. Like, my brother didn't know. For years, he thought he was just cool enough to pull an older chick. You're not supposed to make this announcement. You're
Till he
supposed to be on the
realized,
slide. Like, yo, hook my son up.
I just don't see why. I mean, look, eventually life will come to them when they get older and they can have their own experiences. But to purchase it for them, let them make their own mistakes. Let them, have their own game.
Especially at 14 years old, you have plenty of time to,
Experience
explore that.
life. Yeah.
Were you even thinking about sex at 14?
No.
14, what was I doing? I don't even remember.
I think I was still
I
in
mean,
this,
I'm sure I was, but I mean,
not
sex
in...
for a 14-year-old, or sexuality for a 14-year-old is worlds different than sexuality for an adult.
Right, exactly.
That is very true.
I think I was still buying Cool Pops and
I was still Spice Girl Mania, Disney movies, and I still am. So I just think maybe nowadays, today's kids are growing up so fast. Because even the fact that Lil Boosie posted that on social media, that's what gets people in trouble. Remember, he's in the music industry, which I'm sure, if you remember R. Kelly and Aaliyah, they do a lot of stuff that's underage.
Right.
But it's like you're so into social media, you really thought that was okay to expose.
yeah. And he didn't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah. So, moving on. Speaking of thinking stuff is okay to expose and just being completely clueless, Caitlyn Jenner. I saw that picture of her. I'm trying to use the proper pronouns out of respect. Her driving the convertible, wearing that America is Great hat, and I'm just like, I'm confused. Are you just really clueless? Or are you just trying to make people mad? Like, I'm not sure where you're lying right now. It's like, didn't he just talked about the transgender ban on the military?
Right.
A military that you and him have never served on. Just want to put that out there. And then you're driving in a convertible out of all cars, not your black Escalade with the tinted windows, but the drop top so everybody can see you drive around with this man's hat on, as if he did not just crap all over you and your community, sir. Mm-hmm. You are no longer a white male. They don't see you like that.
You're a member of the
Republican
LGBT
or not.
community.
Republican or not, you are not a rich white man. They will never see you like that. They might shake your hand, but they are laughing in your face.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't watch the Kardashians anymore. I think it's on its 10th season now. I haven't watched it in a long time. But Bruce, and I say Bruce because that's the last time I watched it. When
He was Bruce.
Yeah, when Caitlyn was Bruce. Bruce never gave me the impression of being a stupid person. So I would think that if Caitlyn did that, it wasn't because she was unaware. I think that maybe it was a ploy for attention, or maybe it was to stir up controversy, maybe just to get eyes back on her. Because I don't know if her show is even...
It was canceled.
Okay.
Yeah, she's kind of not relevant right now.
Yeah, she's been trying to sling that book, and nobody's really paying attention. And
Sling.
Right.
Sorry.
She needs some money. She definitely needs a little money.
I think that from what I've seen, because I troll the comment sections too, people in her community do not like her. And it's like that right there. If it was a way, I don't know if she said, I read somewhere that it was supposed to be a joke or something, like kind of like, haha, Trump, a transgender's wearing your hat. But it's like
be a setup for a joke, though.
Right.
Exactly. It's like if you were really I don't know, if he was completely different, then we'd understand that. But it's like, no, like, you have spoken against the community. You sat on Ellen and talked about how you don't really support gay marriages. You've done a lot of effed up stuff. You just kind of need to take your money and your children's money and just chill out for a minute.
I think what Caitlyn Jenner has, it's almost like she forgets how she got there, or she forgets what her life is. She speaks from the role as if she's still a well-off white man. And she plunged herself, but then she chose to put herself in the spotlight with her changeover. And now at the same time, she still disassociates herself from the struggle.
Yeah.
Which is what I don't get.
Yeah. So she made a statement. She says, I apologize to all of the trans community. I made a mistake. I will never do it again. And I'm getting rid of that hat.
Yeah, right.
Okay. See, to me, this right here is a perfect example of privilege. The fact that you can do something and you really didn't think about what the outcome is going to be like.
Right.
Like, as black people, we think about it. Let the cops pull you over. They could still be in their car. You have the whole scenario, 20 of them, in your mind about what happens if you say this, do that. But when you just do stuff and you're like, you know, this is marketing right here. They say, I'd rather apologize a million times than ask for permission. But it didn't go well because people are hating you even more.
Boo.
All right, guys, you're listening to The Real with Rachel D. Quick reminder to go on social media to show us some love and support. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Coming up, we have a mix by DJ Specs. All right, so that was a mix by DJ Jack Nice. Sorry, DJ Specs. We'll catch you next time. All right, guys, you're listening to The Real with Rachel D. Here with Miss BJ.
Yes, yes.
And P Money.
What's up?
All right, so this is the part of the show where we have a discussion going on, and we're just going to freeball it. Can I say freeballing?
Yeah, isn't that when people just, like it's baseball term, right?
That's not the right word?
No.
Freestyle, is that
Yeah,
what you're
sure.
looking for?
I don't know if you want to.
Freestyle?
Conversation would be considered free balling.
Well, let's just say they're both loose and comfortable. How about that?
No.
No.
The latter is not comfortable.
Oh, okay. Well, you would know better than I, so thank you for that insight. All right, guys, so what do we want to chat about now?
You know what? Tell me more about your wedding.
The good or the bad?
Girl, I'm petty. Tell me the bad first.
Okay, DJ Specs, if you're listening, you're gonna hate this. Let's talk about how my my aunties boot my brother off the front row. They did.
They booted him.
They booted him. I'm sorry, DJ Specs. I knew my mom was gonna bring them all on the front row, but I was hoping that there was room for you. So, on the front row on my side, it was my dad's memorial, then my mom, and then my aunties. But my brother wanted to sit next to my mom to be closer. But my Aunt Linda was sitting there, and my brother was like, "Can you scoot down?" And my Aunt Linda was like, "Absolutely not." And she just looked away into the sky. And like, it was so bad because this is when people were, you know, getting ready to walk down the aisle. I think this is before y'all got there. And it was like, nope, we're not moving. Nope. And so, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Sorry, DJ Specs, but, you know, that's what aunties do. She's from Mississippi. She's older. She's a breast cancer survivor. She don't care about your feelings.
She is the real Queen Sugar.
Yes, speaking of Queen Sugar, or Sugar, the cake doc. I love the cake. I still have more cake left. However, he got it too. What? Now you want to say something? Go ahead.
I was just going to say about, I wanted to bring up how the venue tried to keep your cake out there.
They did.
They tried to keep your cake?
Yeah, we went over there. We said, hey, is there any more cake left that we can take home? They said, no, it's no more cake. It's all gone.
They did. And I'm thinking, I was like, wait a minute.
It was
a 4-tier.
And a groom's cake.
And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, yeah, we packed it up in the back.
They was trying to take your cake home.
I should have called my auntie and be like, look, she already got somebody together about this cake. And it was a lot of cake left. And I'm thinking, why would y'all pack it up so soon? Because it's like people thought that there was none left and they could have took some.
Right.
They wanted us out of there. I don't know. It was a nice, beautiful wedding. I have to say everything was perfect. Little mishaps here and there, but nothing crazy. I had fun. Let's talk about the bouquet in the garter toss.
Yeah, so it was It was really beautiful. Rachel got ready to throw the bouquet, and she was nice enough to angle the crowd to where she would have more room to throw it. So they, I'm thinking these ladies are nice, a little music playing. Lo and behold, when Rachel threw that bouquet, child, I thought this was going to be a world star hip hop, viral video.
Yes.
On that, I mean, it was a little fight broke. Well, not a fight, but a tussle.
Let me tell you, the two women who caught the bouquet at the same time, essentially, Taylor Shelton, Joy Foster. Joy Foster had drugged Taylor around the floor.
And she was a Swiffer sweeper.
Jesus, I was sitting back watching. I thought they were going to run into the table.
It got close.
And look, my uncles were like, she was going for a first down. I said, yes, Falcons, hire her.
We were on the other side saying, just let it go. Just let it go. Drop it.
And she did. And I didn't know. She drew blood.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. Taylor's hand was cut up. Jeez.
These women do not play.
Exactly.
Golly, did you have some money in that bouquet or something?
No. And then Austin did the garter first, and then the bouquet toss, and then we let the guy who caught the garter put it on the lady who has caught the bouquet. And I like that because it worked out because they were all down and willing.
Well, that's how on The Best Man, those two end up hooking up. Remember on Terrence Howard and y'all seen The Best Man?
I did at some point.
The first one.
Once. Well, in the movie, the girl who caught the bouquet and the guy who caught the garter, they end up hooking up at the end of the movie.
Well, thanks for ruining that, BJ.
Sorry.
It's only been out for like 15 years.
Right.
It was not cute.
So, no, that worked out. Let me see. What else happened at the end of the night? I had fun. We didn't get a chance to eat at all.
Y'all eat all that good food.
Eat anything?
I had one bite of a salad, and right when I did, the videographer put the mic and the video camera in my face. I was like, just say something real quick. And I'm like, all right. So I tried to swallow it real quick, and then I ate nothing else.
Oh, the photographer was on it. She kept getting those shots.
The photographer, she was very pushy. Just a little bit.
She said, look, this is my wedding. You do what I say. Stand in that light.
But let me tell you, for all those planning weddings, do not be afraid to put your foot down, because every vendor that I asked to come earlier who told me, don't worry, I got it, we got time, end up being late with everything. The makeup. She only got a couple people's faces. She had like 8 girls. And it's like, can you come before? Can I say, can you come at 10? She said something about a funeral. Shout out to Maisha. That's my girl. But it took one of my bridesmaids almost 2 hours. It took Irene's makeup 2 hours to get done. And so she just did not have enough time for everybody. So then eventually I had to be like, do my makeup, put the lashes on my mom and mother-in-law and the ladies and everything like that. So it's like, I told you to come earlier for this. The photographer, I said, I want to get as many photos out before the reception or before the ceremony. I said, can you come early? No, like 4:00 is fine. That's plenty of time. Well, it was plenty of time before your photo booth stopped working and you had to spend another 45 minutes fixing it. It was plenty of time when there's other things going on. I was like,
oh, wow.
So we didn't have like the photo shoot that you guys did as groomsmen. We didn't have that. We didn't have time.
Oh, I thought y'all were doing it because somebody said y'all were doing it while we were in the...
No, they were taking photos of me. They didn't take them of the group. And then did you notice how I had to pull all of y'all into the foyer to take a group photo? Because we didn't take one with everybody outside.
I vaguely remember that.
Well, yeah, we didn't take a all bridal party with the bride and groom photo outside. I had to gather everybody in.
Oh, yeah, we didn't. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So it's little things like that where it's like, I wouldn't have thought it. I felt like y'all did. It's hot. Let's go in. Let's get something to drink. And I'm like, a photographer, if we weren't rushing, we could have really got this done. If you would have came early. I know you think you do this for a living, but so do I in a way. I do marketing. I work for events and stuff like that. And I know hiccups and stuff. And then I'm the bride. Make me feel comfortable about the whole situation. And you didn't. So we missed a lot of stuff. And I feel like I didn't get a chance to dance, but it was fun. And then let's talk about the DJ real quick. DJ Spec, you listening? Now, my brother, you know how family be. I got you, man. What you worry about? I'm your friend. I got you. Well, you know, he did good. There was a little music thing. Like I could see them at the DJ booth outside before I walked in because there was windows.
Yeah.
And it would have been great, if I had a microphone like I asked for, but hopefully everybody heard me, right?
You wasn't a microphone walking down the aisle? You wasn't a microphone walking
No,
down
like
the
when
aisle?
I got up there for somebody to hand me a handheld mic so you could hear me and Austin's vows.
Oh, okay.
And I asked for that, and he's like, I got it, dang. And I get up there, and I see that the preachers have theirs. I look at Austin, and he has a lavalier on, which I found out belonged to the cameraman. And so I was like, okay, well, let me just make sure I project my voice.
I think everybody heard you.
That's good. Anyways, everything was absolutely perfect, and it was a lot of fun. It was a long day. So whenever people say, well, y'all going to go home and y'all going to get it in tonight, please. We were making love to our bed and pillows in a heartbeat. There was none of that extra funness going on. All right, so I talked a good bit. We're good on time, guys. All right, so one more thing. Yes. Well, not all of it, but as much as I will do on air.
Right.
But I do want to do a shout out. Guys, go to support. The Atlanta Fulton Public Library System is having a story time, drag queen story time at the Ponte de Leon Library. It's going to be in September 30th, I believe. Make sure you go on Facebook to check that out. Make sure you show that support. It is going to be fun. It is very diverse, and it's what we need. So make sure you guys go and you share it and you show it some love and support, and make sure you come. So far, it seems like we're going to have about a couple hundred, which I'm excited about. They're trying to figure out how to do an overflow room. But just make sure that this program does not get canceled or nothing like that. All right, guys, you're listening to The Real with Rachel D. We have another mix coming up. Now we have a mix by DJ Specs. I'm going to make sure to get this one right. But make sure you guys go on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter to follow us and show us some support with The Real with Rachel D. Coming up, a mix by DJ Specs. All right, guys, you're listening to The Real with Rachel D. Miss BJ's caking on the phone when she's ready.
Talking to my husband.
So we both dropped that.
Oh, yeah.
I see Patrick didn't say nothing when BJ did it.
I took note.
All right, guys. So while we're waiting on the credit, fellas, let's go ahead and get into some WTH social media.
Yeah.
All right. So to kick things off, why don't we just go ahead and talk about the 4 strippers who killed a man who were just trying to help them with a flat tire.
Yes. And I know it sounds like something that might have happened at the club, but it did not, guys. 4 adult entertainers stripped a man of his life. Oh, that's shade. After he helped them change a flat tire. So the 4 women are Brittany Curry, who's 28, Ponisha Taylor, 23, Joe Nisha Simmons, 19, and La Tisha Dotson, 23. I wonder if they know Quantasia. Anyway, so they all are dancers in the Memphis and Nashville area, and they've all been charged with first-degree murder, armed criminal action, and unlawful use of a weapon in connection with Ralph Cross' August 1st death at his home in Missouri. So what happened is he saw these 4 women. Their tire was jacked up. So what he did, he couldn't change it. So he went ahead and bought a new tire for the women. And while he was preparing their vehicle, he allowed them to stay at his home while he worked on their vehicle. So the women reportedly stayed at his house for a while until his body was discovered on Tuesday morning. The police say the women used a 9mm handgun to kill Cross. He was found with a gunshot wound to the back. His body was in the house with his pockets turned out. Stuff was ruffled and turned over in the house. So they murdered him. And they admitted to murder, and they actually turned themselves in. But they have not admitted what role they played in this murder or why they murdered him. So it sounds suspicious.
It does. Now, I zoned out a little bit because that's what I do sometimes. So you're basically saying that he helped them change a tire, took them back to his house.
No, he didn't change their tire. He bought them a new tire and allowed them to stay at his home while he put it on the vehicle. They were there for a few days, though.
How long does it take to put a tire on?
20 minutes. So my question is...
And wouldn't the place where you purchased the tire be able to put the tire on for you?
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
So something else went down. You have 4 adult entertainers in your home for a few days, and you're changing a tire. Something took place.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think it's just...
It's a little bit more to it than what they're talking about.
I definitely agree
My
because
question though is why wouldn't they come forward with what actually happened?
Right, because none of them admitted to the murder. They admitted they were there. They admitted he was shot, but they didn't say which one of the four did it.
I think that and maybe this could be also how the media is spinning it because the fact that they call them like strippers, like essentially that has nothing to do with it unless there is more to the story where he met them at the club because I heard some strippers do little things on the side for some extra money,
right.
And it's really like a prostitution thing that might have went wrong.
Yeah, and maybe he said, "Look, this tie ain't free." And they was like, well,
I don't normally do this, but
right. So, and it's all sad because, like I said, Panisha, Janisha, Letitia, and Brittany, they all are adults, and something took place.
It's so terrible, BJ.
What?
What's their names again?
Ponisha, Janisha, Letitia, and Brittany.
Sorry, terrible. Terrible. This man has lost his life, and these are their names.
Yeah, and then the news said 4 adult entertainers stripped a man of his life. Come on now.
Oh, Jesus. Well, we hope that situation, I know that there should be more to it. Absolutely. All right, so moving on. Did y'all hear about the Texas robbery suspect who fell asleep at the scene of the crime?
Oh, my God. Talk about insomnia. Or what is it, narcolepsy?
Yeah.
So, in Abilene, Texas, police in the West Texas say a robbery suspect is in custody after he was caught snoozing at the scene. They say 20-year-old, oh my sweet Lord.
I give you these stories for a reason, so I don't have to say these names.
His name, okay, let me go back to Mother Africa. Kanyoni Sidikaya.
Okay.
Was armed with a gun in his apartment complex early Friday when he argued with his roommate. So he demanded money. So they say authorities say Sedikaya fell asleep. The roommate managed to get free, around 4 a.m. He slipped to a neighbor's apartment and called the police while he was sleeping. So he surrendered without incident. I mean, he really had no choice because after he threatened his roommate with the gun and fell asleep, the dude got free. And so he just got woke up by the police, basically. He didn't even leave the scene.
Wait, so it was at his own apartment?
It was at his own apartment. No. It was, that was his roommate.
Well, then that makes a tiny bit more sense about the whole falling asleep thing.
Right.
He still lived there.
Right. So apparently it turned into an aggravated robbery charge. So maybe it was one of those situations where the roommate owed him money, but Sedekaya was not on the lease. So that's the only way I can see him having an aggravated robbery, because if you actually live at the residence, it's not a robbery. It's an argument. So
I love how the media spins stuff.
Oh, they spin it quick, child.
Haven't everybody at one point in time gotten into it with their roommate? Now, maybe you didn't rob them at gunpoint.
Right.
But you took something, or they took something, or y'all had some type of beef. But the fact that they are roommates and probably a drunken dispute happened, which it does, and how the media has just spun this. I really thought reading the headlines that a person robbed the house and was like, they ain't going to be back for a few days. I'm going to take a nap.
Right.
That's how I thought this was going.
Kind of like a ghetto, 3 bears.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. The media. We love you. All right. Moving on. This is interesting. A sex toy company is inviting women to try $150 vibrators. I don't know if it's worth vibrators or $150 vibrator on the streets of New York.
Now that
you don't know this?
No, but let me call and get a flight to Delta real quick. Let me get this.
It says, according to the press release that went out last Thursday, a sex toy company is offering a quote unquote orgasm makeover at the NYC masturbation pop-up called The Changing Room. This is serious. It says British brand Top Octopus, which previously sets up booths around the city last year for men to quote-unquote relieve their stress, is now focusing on women's needs, giving them tips from orgasm specialist Diane Barwan, and letting them try out a fancy $150 vibrator called the Queen Bee in the private room. The room will even feature music chosen by members of the Octopus social network. The pop-up, which we're told is open to the public, will be there at 160 Orchid Street on Thursday, August 10th. What is that today?
Oh, my sweet Lord.
Ooh, and Friday, August 11th, you might can make that flight, girl. Do it tonight from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So if you're in New York, feel free to stop by. The changing room is open Thursday, again, today, until, well, it's closed today. And then Friday, tomorrow, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on 160 Orchid Street.
Now,
But you do need an RSVP to reserve a spot.
now, is it one room and they use the same thing? Do you get to take it with you after you're done? Or are they like just, got an alcohol wipe on the side and they just put it back?
Ooh, I don't know. I didn't go into detail.
Hello, Delta. This is Miss BJ from Real HOP. Do you have any more flights in New York?
Next time, I'm really gonna send BJ out to try some. I need to
On
get it
the scene.
firsthand.
Now, Patrick, that brings to mind. Is it kind of like outside the room? You go to the grocery store and they have the pop-up wipes when you can just wipe off the handle of the grocery cart and it's the number open. Oh, next, that's me.
Okay, I think there's a bigger picture here. Who needs a pop-up place to have an orgasm? Like, is your house too far? Is a hotel too far? Like, why you gotta have it right there in the middle of the street in New York City?
There is no privacy. I mean, and the fact that it's popping up and they advertise it, everyone know what you're there for. That lets me know I would not stand in that line. I'm not trying to be funny, but it could be a homeless person in front of you and you just go stand there 15 minutes.
Exactly.
No.
Did y'all ever go to sex shops? I mean, as an adult, let's be honest. Miss BJ's switching, so I'm sure that is yes. And I'm pretty sure you have too. You just don't want to say anything. But
Patrick and I remained silent, let the record state.
But remember when you were fresh 18, 19, and you still sort of was I'm afraid to run into somebody I know at this place that's not our age. I ran into a teacher at Starship. It's stuff like that where it's what we're here for. So if it's a pop-up sex shop just in the middle of New York,
yeah,
I couldn't.
I could not.
Sex shops. I go to Bible study.
That is such a lie.
Right.
Is that what they call it? Bible study?
Right. I mean, well, Amazon. So
I know, right? Deliver right to your doorstep.
But like I said, it takes away the privacy. I mean,
but there's some people who get off on the idea of getting caught.
I'm pretty sure that's who it's targeted towards or to, but
I'm like, Pat, what's the safety on this? And the sanitary.
What if somebody just walks up and throws over the tent? Just knock it over.
I hope it's not a tent like that.
I guess I just don't understand how it's a good marketing strategy. Do you come out of the booth and you go, that was good, y'all.
I'm going to buy this product.
Right. Yeah, this $150.
You have to give a testimonial at the end of it or
right.
something.
Please fill out this brief survey.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe we should do a little bit more research on this. And then it's only going to be here for it was only there for 2 days.
I'm going to call this company.
Please do, because I do want to find out more about the $150 vibrator, because that's a good question. It's do we share it? Do I buy it? Am I trying it?
Do you lease it?
$150, it better do something. Anyways, all right, guys, we have about 3 more minutes until the top of the hour. Let's talk about the Illinois businessman and a former escort who racked up $5.8 billion on his company credit card.
Right. And actually, because of that, Rachel, the FBI is now investigating. Drug company executive Scott Kennedy gave 31-year-old Crystal Lundberg seemingly unlimited financial access, according to a court filing obtained by the Chicago Tribune. 43-year-old Kennedy told the newspaper that Lundberg turned her cash influx into a 6,500 square foot home in San Diego with the help of his company card. She even planned to open a spa in the mansion. She lists herself as the president of the Royalty Room Incorporated, calling it my new project. So they said she took hold of more than $36,000 from a checking account connected to the spa. So now they're investigating Kennedy and Lundberg for fraud and money laundering. I mean, talk about a come up, but you know where he met this woman.
Where?
On Backpage.com over 5 years ago, and that's how they started their relationship. So she started working. He solicited her service several to 10 times between 2012 and 2015. And after doing that, she started asking him to help her get Christmas gifts for her children. So he just gave her the card.
I don't know if I'm mad at that or I'm mad at myself for not being in situations like that. $5.8 million?
Yeah. And he gave her the card in November 2015. And they spent $5.79 million, which included plastic surgery for her, 2 Rolex watches, like I said, a 6,500 square foot home in San Diego. And when the newspaper asked Kennedy about, what do you feel about this? He said, well, it blew up in my face. So, I mean, he got caught. And like I said, he's being investigated. They're both being investigated by the FBI.
Whose credit limit is over 5? That's a good question for the credit fellas.
Well, it's his company card.
So it's all like cash out of a bank or
It's
just credit?
You're listening to WATB 1420, Decatur, Georgia.
The bell rung. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Welcome back to The Real with Rachel D.
Yes.
All right, let's wrap up the story, BJ.
So yeah, it's actually his company car, and his company entrusted it to him, and now that they found out what he's been doing with it, that's why he's now being investigated for fraud and money laundering by the FBI.
Jesus. Hot mess. Well, I'm sorry. I really can't be mad at people who do this. So he's being investigated, not her.
Yeah, they both are.
Oh, well.
Well, I mean, my thing is, she got a company car from a guy. I barely can get a gift card to Papa John's.
Exactly. Can't even get a text back.
Right.
All right. So, guys, last story to do on, that's our gift to Miss BJ.
Oh, my gosh.
Caramel popcorn.
It's a lot.
I told you. All right, so our last story on the WTH social media is a naked intruder breaks in and he tries to shower with the woman and wash her dirty dishes.
Yes.
Another situation where I'm like, why am I not in there?
It's so crazy, Rachel, because police in New Jersey received a call on Wednesday about a burglary in progress at Hackensack. Sheena Diaz is the homeowner. She said she was at home with her sister and her baby nephew when she told authorities that while she was in the shower, someone just walked in the bathroom. Sheena originally thought it was her sister. She had her back, of course, to it. Micah Diaz, she thought it was her sister. But when she peeked around the curtain, she saw a man taking his socks and pants off, disrobing and trying to get in the shower with her. That's when she ran out, called the police to report the crime. So authorities said the intruder, identified as James King of Queens, New York, interesting, didn't even leave the house after she bolted from the bathroom. Instead, he went into the kitchen and tried to wash dishes. So they
do you think that maybe this story is kind of flipped like the other one where she knows this dude? This is probably her ex-boyfriend.
I'm thinking because
how he get in the house?
Well, how did he get in the house? And you see a man get naked and try to get in the shower with you. You call the police, but you still in the house long enough to realize that he's headed to the kitchen
to wash dishes. And what's so sad is the ladies, the sisters, said they never saw him before, and that the way he got in the home is he climbed through a window because all the doors in the home were locked. And when he got arrested, he didn't even try to steal anything. He just broke in the shower and washed dirty dishes.
I'm not mad at you breaking in to wash dishes, though.
I'm not either. Jeez.
I mean, you can keep your clothes on to do that.
Yeah, so they charged him with burglary and lewdness. The sad thing about it is this guy, James King, and had his thumb cut off before because
How is he holding the dishes?
it says they said they had cut his thumb off from a previous robbery, so with a meat cleaver. So he better not handle, unless you got like plastic stuff. But
He must have broke in to try to cook something for somebody.
and they said, get out of here.
I'm sorry. I love that story. That's just the weirdest thing
Isn't that
ever.
crazy?
And why doesn't that happen to us? Between the $5.2 million and stuff like this, we deal with the regular crap. We deal with broke people and dirty people. Mm-hmm. And you got somebody making bank and somebody willing to do your dishes. I'm so mad about that.
What I don't understand is why he was taking his time unrobing, disrobing like he in his bathroom. She look out, he taking off his socks, sliding out his pants. Like he about to really get in his home shower.
Maybe he was trying to court her and let her know what you have to look forward to. Not only this body, but girl, I'll do the dishes because you made dinner.
How he go wash her back? He missing the thumb. He can't even grip the soap good.
Terrible. Y'all are terrible human beings. All All right, guys, that's the end of WTH's social media. You're listening to The Real with Rachel D. Make sure you guys keep it here. We have more show coming up for you. But a quick reminder to go on social media and show us some love and support on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Now we have a mix by DJ Jack Nice.
All right, guys. That was another great mix by DJ Jack Nice here on The Real with Rachel D. And I'm in the house with Miss Rachel D herself.
Yo.
Patrick P. Money.
Hey.
And Austin, the credit man, Sanders.
Hey, what's going on? It's Austin.
Yo, and I think DJ Specs is on the line.
Yeah. What up?
DJ Specs.
What's happening, Miss BJ? P Money.
What's up?
House Dog.
Hey, what's going on, big man?
Rachel D. Sanders.
Yo, it's Rachel D.
Hi.
But yes, I am Mrs. Sanders now.
I didn't know your brother was so skilled on them 1 and 2s, girl.
I know. I had to beat them women off with a stick.
Hey, there you go. Don't get me beat up now.
Right?
But wait, did you see, BJ, I don't know if you saw on Facebook, our colleague, Miss Vicky Bean, was like, "Excuse me, Mr. Daniels, I want to thank you so much for having a variety."
Yeah.
She was so sophisticated.
Yeah, hey, I really appreciate the love y'all showed me, for real. That touched my heart.
Absolutely. I know you are grateful to be out of my clutches.
Are you
Oh,
really?
no doubt. I mean, the Bridezilla is dead.
Yo, that is a real thing. If anybody was wondering, Bridezillaism is a real thing.
Did you really turn to Bridezilla?
Yes, I did.
Man.
Unapologetically. I screamed, I
That's
cussed,
my
I cried.
sister, and I love her, but man, I got that work for real. So.
Yes, but you see how beautiful things will end up going.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had a blast. It was a very beautiful ceremony. I'm so happy for you and Austin, for real.
Thank you. All right, so it's time for us to talk Trump. He gets
before we talk Trump, I don't mean to cut you off, but I heard you all talking about the 4 strippers out there, and me and DJ Jack Nice actually almost got killed by a couple of strippers out there off. Was it Jimmy Carter in '85 before? It's a long story, but yeah.
What?
No,
you can't just lead in.
Yeah, you might as well
Like,
let
that's
us
something
know.
That happens to everybody.
Now we went to this bachelor party for Calvin, before him and Lexus got married, and so we went. I think we were way out there by Six Flags or something, and at this guy's house. And so, make a long story short, the guy was messing with the madam of the group. And I guess he was showing her sister, which was one of the strippers, too much attention. So she got to throwing pictures in the house, and all they had like this big fight. And he called the police, and they showed up and kicked the girls out. So the girls didn't get paid for the evening. And so, we sitting around laughing about it, whatever. I'm just out there visiting. And so we get on the highway, and we coming back, towards downtown Atlanta. And so Jack Nice, he just like speeding on the highway. Well, they're following him, not knowing, and it's like 4:00 in the morning. And so they're following him. So I called Jack Nice. I'm like, "Hey man, you got these strippers following you and all this and that." So he's like, "I'm about to take them to Atlanta. I mean, not to Atlanta, to South Carolina or something." He just punched it. So we pull over, me and Craig pull over on off of Jimmy Carter at this gas station, and the other 2 girls pull up behind us looking like, "Yeah, y'all thought y'all was going to get away." So I'm out here arguing with these. Craig is not, he's the one who's supposed to pay him. And I'm out here arguing with these women like, I'm not even from Atlanta. She's like, "Well, you going to pay us or somebody going to die tonight?" and all this and that, It was a trip, but we got them hitched, and, that's the edited version. I can't give you the explicit version.
I did not realize so many people had stripper terror stories.
I did.
I feel like this is like an untapped niche in like the horror genre, like some stripper chronicles or something like that.
Jeez.
Right, and shout out to my girl DJ Passion. She rocked the house in Winniewood last weekend when I was out of town, so I had to give her a shout out.
That's what's up. So let me ask you, did one of them like pull off one of they 9-inch heels and hold it up to your neck?
No, I mean like these were like some hood chicks, like for real, and I didn't even have the strap on me, so it was kind of like spray her down with the gas pump or something,
Wow.
I made it out alive, so I lived to fight another day.
I'm certain strippers have like magic fighting techniques, like one blow glitter in your eyes and one come slide down a pole and karate chop you.
No, I think they were more like on the straight razor type chicks, old school.
Wait, DJ Specs, does any of these names ring a bell? Ponisha, Jonquisha, Latanisha,
or Brittany.
Boy, I tell you.
Probably not, because
I want you show me on the doll where they hurt you.
Because if I did, then you probably think I was complicit in something else that I didn't need to be doing, so I won't answer that question.
Oh, he plead the fifth.
Really?
The fifth.
All right. Now, let's talk Trump. What can we not say about Trump?
Oh my gosh, this man is just a walking embarrassment.
Yes, it is. Let's start by talking about Donald Trump's ex-campaign manager. I feel like anybody who has helped Donald Trump or worked with him is regretting it so much, but their ego's not going to let them regret it.
Right.
But he is going in on people. So, Donald Trump's ex-campaign manager had a rude awakening after the FBI agents conducted a pre-draw raid on his house. The raid had actually happened back in July 26th, but the news have just surfaced. FBI agents had stormed Paul Manafort, his Alexandria, Virginia crib, this from TMZ, to seize documents related to Robert Mueller's investigation into Russia's interference in the 2016 U.S. presidential election.
Yeah, this is so interesting because it happened right after Manafort met with the Senate Intelligence Committee, who is also investigating Russia. So, I mean, anyone connected to Donald Trump, they are investigating and taking them down one at a time.
Yeah, you do not lead.
Well, my
Donald
thing
Trump.
of it is how many Russians is it going to take for the people who voted for him to realize that this dude has been compromised?
Yeah, that sounds like a bad bar joke, but it's true. How many Russians does it take?
Because Obama couldn't even go to the restroom without, he's doing this, or he's a Muslim, or this and that. And this dude is telling you by every action that he makes that he's been compromised by the Russians.
Right, exactly.
He just thanked the Russians earlier for cutting the U.S. staff at the embassy over there, saying we wanted to do that anyway because it's saving us money by cutting jobs. Who does that?
Trump is a Russian flunky. Everyone knows that.
Trump reminds me, have y'all ever knew somebody who was in a relationship with somebody and that person did everything they could to let you know that they're a terrible person? They lie, they cheat, they steal, they cheat in the person's face, and that person still won't leave. Like, that's how I feel, where he's pretty much letting you know, I don't want this job. Like, I done been on the golf course and on vacations more than anybody. I just want to be president to say I'm president. Right. And yet, for some odd reason, the impeachment process is not here yet.
It's crazy.
You know what that is.
Yes, it is.
That's privilege.
Yes, it is. But that privilege might get everybody killed. I just hope whoever voted for him volunteers their services for the next war.
Right. Hello?
It's like, no, we want you on the front line. Defend Trump. Remember, that's your boy.
Mm-hmm. And they had, it was either CNN or USA Today had a poll saying 52% of GOP voters would love to see the 2020 elections foregone just to make sure that he stays in office.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I read about that.
Like, I would actually love, and maybe we might go there, guys, get a Trump supporter to come here. Because I just need to know the logic behind it. Is it an ego thing? Is it we have him here because we don't want to admit that we're wrong? Or is it that you guys really, truly in your hearts believe that this man has our best interest at heart? Like, I just need to know.
He has his own best interest
His
at
very
heart.
own. Not even his wife's best interest.
Shoot, she done clocked out so long ago.
You need to book, because I got a couple of people I'm putting on the coon train this week. But I know a couple of Trump supporters. These females call themselves Diamond and Silk.
Is this a
yes.
black girl?
Yes, you need to book them on there. They sold their soul for like $1,200, something to be like some kind of Trump campaign advisors or something like that. You see them always stumping for Trump and all this and that. Now,
and
any melanated person in their right mind should see that this man is a overt racist.
Right. I mean, I knew
All
they
the-
were not legit when they could not answer simple questions. They were asking them, well, what about Trump's reform? If he said he gonna do it, he gonna do it. They did not. They were dancing around the questions. They had no concrete evidence on what his policies were or what he stood for. Nothing.
Oh, he told everybody what he's going to do. You know, he's going to repeal Obamacare, which he hasn't done.
Exactly.
He's going to put a travel ban. He's going to build the wall, and he's going to make America great again. For one, America has never been great,
Nope.
especially not the black and brown people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for two, you know, this guy, he's not really focused on the task at hand. You know, he's all about himself and his family. But because he's anti-Obama and he was everything against what he stood for, that's what gives him his reign, you know, just let him just do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah.
So you would rather vote against your own interests, because both of us live in red states.
Yeah.
So, and you look at the education systems, the financial systems geared against poor people and stuff like this, but you're constantly voting these people in because they're telling you that black and brown people are what's draining our resources from helping you.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, I don't know. I understand as president, just like with Obama, if something happened, they have the money to fly wherever in the world they want to get away from it.
Right.
But it's like Trump is really, like, beyond any president because he already has properties all over the place. People need to realize that when he causes the wars and the problems, he'll never understand where you're coming from. At least Obama mentioned about how, of course, him and Michelle start off, you know, with being broke. Even Michelle mentioned on their first date seeing this big old hole in Obama's car, being able to look at the streets by sitting in the car.
Right.
The struggle, that's something that the Trumps will never know. So they don't understand the importance of health care. Because if they needed a $2 million transplant, they could just write a check and would not even make a difference in their lives.
Exactly.
And for people you think Trump's going to give you some of his money? Like, I still don't understand what the whole point was voting for him. Besides, of course, voting against the change. First they had a black person, now we don't want a woman. And it's like, you'd rather go back to this man.
No, it was a white lash against Obama. That's
Right.
exactly what it was.
Yeah. And why won't they admit that? I'm sorry. Like, you're so proud of this. Like, what do people think that they're going to get if they admit that? Like, we already think you're racist, so it's not like anything else can happen.
But in a way, that kind of lets you know who your friends are and who are not. You know, because anybody can hang around a black person but still have racist ideals.
Right.
And if you're not checking your other friends when they get on their little racist rants or whatever, then you're complicit in their racism.
Yeah, it's true. All right, so moving on. We jumped around so much, but the thing that's mainly hitting the headlines and staying on the headlines is Donald Trump and North Korea threat that he decided, like any other respectable president, to tweet about it instead of, you know.
Have a conference like an adult.
Yeah.
He's a telephone tough guy.
Twitter
He's
fingers.
a bully. Yeah.
Just like Drake said.
You know. You see they put that chicken out by the White House that looks just like him. I'm like, wow.
That was hilarious.
I
but
love it.
Here's a man who got 5 deferments from going to the draft for Vietnam. Saying he had turf toe or something like that, but yet and still he's playing with everybody's lives.
Exactly.
Let me see. He tweeted, "My first order as president." I wasn't, sure that this was the first one, but sure, let's go with that. "My first order as president was to renovate and modernize our nuclear arsenal. It is now far stronger and more powerful than ever before." How do we know that? Anyway, hopefully we will never have to use this, but there will never be a time that we are not most powerful nation in the world. All right, so I don't know.
We already spend more than like 30 countries combined
Right.
on defense. And you see he cut all, when he gave, what was it, like $560-something million or something to the military. That was one of his first acts when he got in office. And he cut all the social the social programs geared to helping the poor and
And
the
children.
unfortunate and stuff like that. Meals on Wheels, and he tried to cut Medicaid and all this and that. And I'm like, you're not seeing what he's doing, because the way the budget is set up now, in order for you to divert money to one department, you have to cut other programs.
Exactly.
But these people, they going all crazy for him. But
Trying to make America broke again, like the 1920s.
Right.
I do wonder
you
what
eat
other...
ramen noodles for real, because he cut your Social Security or your Medicaid, which
Yeah.
are self-sustaining programs anyway. The Republicans just lie and say that that's draining the budget. That's those little deductions on your check. That's paying into that.
Yeah, a lot of
You're
these
so
vegans,
stupid they're
they're going to be eating hot dogs real soon.
real soon.
But
And
certain
not Oscar
people,
Mayer either.
certain people, we're good with the struggle. Like, we'll do ramen noodles, throw some hot sauce on it. We're down with the struggle. To certain people, preferably the ones that voted on them, it's like, all right, now if we have a Great Depression #2 for real, are you gonna be jumping off buildings and stuff? Like, can you sustain yourself?
They can't eat.
Right.
Yeah, they would rather jump off a building than have to eat an Armour hot dog.
It's just like the couple we talked about last week who killed themselves
Exactly.
because of debt, and they had like $200,000
Worth of debt, and that was enough for them to end their lives,
Exactly.
in their mind.
All right, DJ Specs, who's on your coon train for the week?
Diamond and Silk. The Negro peeing bed winches.
Oh, Jesus.
Because
So,
they're definitely bed winching it up. Omarosa, she falls in line. What was the other?
Ben Carson?
Stacey Dash.
Yeah, Stacey
Yeah.
Dash.
She was, she's a female coon. She was on the coon train. So, but when you have arguably the most powerful, because a black woman is the most powerful woman on this planet. Let's just be honest.
I'm sorry, say that
So-
again, DJ Specs.
Yeah, no, I'll admit it. A black woman is the most powerful being on this planet.
Yes, we are.
Scientifically, it's been proven that all life came from a black woman.
Yes, that's
So
true.
go ahead and slap yourselves on the back. But anyways,
No, we
so
beating the heck out of
when you see women like this taking on that persona of doing someone who's trying to do irreparable harm to you, then that's not what our women need to be doing.
Right.
So that's why they're on the coon train, and they will continue to be. They can't get off.
Right.
They're lifetime members. So
Yeah, especially
That-
Diamond and Silk, because they are
right,
ratchet.
So that is this week's Coon Train of the Week members.
All right, then. All right, thank you so much for calling in, DJ Specs. Can you tell everybody where they can find out more information about you?
Yes, you can find my website at djspecs.com. You can find me on Twitter at DJ Specs at OG Smooth. And you can find me on Facebook at Christopher Daniels.
All right, good deal. Let me see. I do want to play one of your mixes. I'm just going to close my eyes and press a button and hope for the best. All right.
Uh-oh.
Look, right?
Dangerous. Right.
All right. Thank you, bro. Thanks for calling in.
Right on. Peace, kings and queens. I'll talk to y'all next week.
All right.
All right.
All right. So let's just see. BJ, pick a number between 1, 4, and 5.
I'm 1, 4, and 5.
Yes.
Okay.
2 and 3.
Right. I'm gonna pick. Let me pick 5.
All right. We're going to go at 5. Let's see what happens. All right, guys. Welcome back to The Real with Rachel D. That was a mix by DJ Jack Nice. Sorry, I'm eating popcorn from my wedding that we're still talking about because it's amazing.
Delicious popcorn.
Yes. All right. So we're being joined by my husband. How many times was that, Pat? Like 4th time I said that on there. My husband. One of the credit fellows, Austin Sanders.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Radio Land.
All right, baby. Let's talk credit because
Yes.
there was actually a question I wanted to ask. It was about the woman who, what she have, $5.8 billion scammed.
The Illinois.
Yeah, I don't even know how that was related to credit.
So basically, she ran up a credit limit of $5.8 million on this guy's credit card, which he is now being investigated for by the FBI because it was his company credit card. So my question is, in a situation like that, if you max out your credit card, is that a negative or a positive mark on your credit?
That's definitely a negative mark on your credit because, like I said, I think last week, you only want to utilize 33% or let's just say 30% of your credit utilization on any credit card. Because once you go past that, then people, creditors will see that you're desperate, for credit. So yeah, definitely a negative.
Oh wow.
Well, I'm pretty sure after getting scammed out of $5.8 billion in credit cards, he's probably not even concerned about his credit score.
Oh yeah, he's trying to stay out of jail.
Yeah, that was definitely a scam, pretty much.
Well, let's talk about us, sweetheart. We just got married this weekend. And for young couples, see, Patrick's jealous.
He said, I heard that little shade. It's cold over here in this shade, Pat.
I know. He's the only one that's not married in the room.
What did you say, Pat name?
Oh, man.
No complaints.
Right?
But no, we won't talk about, us personally, but like Miss BJ got married. I'm pretty sure P Money one day will settle down.
That's a negative.
Oh, it will happen. Watch. It'll probably be a surprise. Anyways, but for when you do, and even if you don't, P Money, you probably want to buy a house one day.
Yes.
So for the young couples and singles who might want to invest in some property, what do you think is the best way they need to go about it?
Well, I think the best way you need to go about it is definitely talk about your finances together, because you can't, if you're married, you can't live a separate household. You have to combine everything together, because you don't want to have secrets.
I'm listening.
You don't want to have secrets, because definitely that's detrimental to your relationship. But in terms of credit, you want to, I guess, the person who has the highest credit score be like the main person on the account, because if you do that, then you have a better chance of getting that the house you want. But it's good to have a co-signer also. But more importantly, you both want to work. If you do have bad credit, both of you want to work on your credit.
Okay.
Definitely need to work on your credit. If you have any like collections, like I've been getting a lot of emails in my inbox about collections. I want to just talk about a collection account. What a collection is debt that hasn't been paid on time and has been delinquent for a long period of time. The company that's owed that debt will pretty much send it off to a collection agency, and that agency will hound you for that money.
Could you repeat that? They will what?
Hound you.
Yes, they do.
For that money. So that collection agency will hound you for that money, and most of the time, say for example, if you owe the company like maybe $1,000, $2,000,
$1,239.46.
Well, let's just use that number, okay? And they'll actually more than likely sell that debt off to a collection agency for maybe a fraction of the price. Say for about $600.
Really?
Absolutely.
So why they still want my money? I mean, that person's money.
Right. So the thing is, the collection agency is all about making money. So if you don't know that they sold your debt off for that little, then you're going to pay that collection. They're going to keep calling you, and you're going to pay that collection agency that full $1,200. But you don't know that they sold the debt off for $600. So that's why my company, which is Financial Education Services, we specialize in credit repair by deleting inaccurate, derogatory items off your credit report. So that we will send out dispute letters to that particular collection agency. They have 30 days to update their record. If they don't update the record, it has to be deleted. So worst case scenario, your account can be updated so you only owe $600 if that's how much they sold it for. Best case scenario, you don't have to pay it at all because it can be deleted.
All right, so Mr. Sanders, if you could please tell people how they can get in contact with you.
So you can get in contact with me.
Hold on. Okay, I'm ready. I mean, they're ready.
You can text Restore to 678-934-3161. I'm also on Instagram at Austin1919JS. Again, that's Austin1919JS. Just hit me up in the comments, comment on one of my pictures, hit me up in the inbox. Just get at me if you have any credit problems.
But we can't, refer those collection agencies to you. We have to call you first.
Yeah, just go ahead and call me, and I'll do like a consultation, and we'll get you squared away.
Absolutely. Let me tell you, though, this is for real, guys, because I had, years ago, I had 2 student loans, private loans from Chase Bank before it went over to Navient. And I remember I got a letter said that one of my loans was charged off. I wasn't sure what that meant. I just know it did not show up on my credit report, and it was like $14,000 loan. So of course I'm like, shit, that's cool.
Yeah.
But then of course, you wonder when and where it's going to pop up.
Right.
So when I looked on my credit report, I didn't see it anywhere. But then after I sent my stuff into Navient and they sent me back, I had a couple disputes. You sent my stuff into FES. One thing on there was Navient.
Really?
Or was it Chase? I think it was Chase.
It was Chase.
And so I knew exactly what it was. And so I looked on my credit report and they said that Navient had removed it. So no lie, guys, that was a $14,000 student loan that just got removed from my report.
And who was this
It was
you
gone
contacted?
completely?
Yeah.
Who helped you with this?
FES.
Okay, and how do you get in contact with FES again?
You can get in contact with FES or an agent of FES. You can text Restore to 678-934-3161.
That's Restore at 678-934-3161.
That is correct.
Absolutely. Guys, it's not about selling anything. Like, I'm one of those people, I hate the fact that our people seem like they're behind on the power curve. And it's really because of lack of knowledge. I think we have a lot of just skepticism about things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and absolutely. And I want to say that we're A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau. And I get a lot of people tell me, they say, well, I just want to test it out first. Let me just test it out. We tested out plenty of times. That's why we're A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau. Mm-hmm. So, we've deleted over 1 million derogatory items off, people in the American credit score. So, I'm sorry, credit reports. So, like I said, if you need credit help or any kind of credit knowledge, or if you need help with anything, I'm out there. People always ask me about credit questions, and that's one thing. Collections, I've been getting a lot of lately. People been hitting me up about collections. So I just wanted to harp on that, today.
So let me ask this: with that information, or knowing that about collections, is it ever better for a person to just let it go to collections and then just let y'all dispute it and pay what you come up with out of collections?
I wouldn't go that route, and I've gotten that question before, because if you do go that route, it could take a long time to get that removed, and you don't want to live with that bad credit. If you have the money, just go ahead and pay it.
Right.
However, if you find yourself in a hardship and you find yourself in a bind, that's why FES and Austin Sanders exist, to help you out.
Look at that job. Look at it.
I know.
Okay.
But I would definitely not, suggest you to, I owe $15,000 to the collection agency. I'm just gonna let it go in the collection. If you can pay it, go ahead and pay it, because you don't want your credit score to drop, purposely.
Because of $1,239.46.
Absolutely.
So what if your credit's already bad?
Well, if your credit's still, like I said, if your credit's already bad, then you can still.
Getting up.
What?
I mean, I see, like you're saying, if it's already bad, you don't want to make it worse.
Yeah,
you got to start somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
So, if it's already bad, don't make it worse.
We want a
do what you
house.
can.
Right. You don't want no shack with bullet holes in it. You got to sleep in the same doghouse as your pit bull. You want some space.
You shouldn't have a pit bull.
Right.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Mr. Sanders. Make sure you hang with us for a quick second, because coming up, we actually have the Petty Betty Awards. But we do have a mix. I'm not sure from who, but we're just going to press this little button right here and go for it.
All right, guys. You were back with The Real with Rachel D. That was a great mix by one of our very, very favorite DJs.
DJ Specs.
DJ
Got it right.
Specs. So we are back with The Real with Rachel D, a.k.a. Mrs. Sanders.
Yes.
Patrick P. Money, a.k.a. Shade Thrower.
I'll take that.
And one of the credit fellas, Mr. Austin Sanders.
Austin Sanders here. Credit seminar every Tuesday, Hampton Inn, Buckhead. Be there.
All right, then. Love
What?
it. We will be there. All right, guys. It is that time of the show where we do our Petty Betty Awards.
Yes, guys. I'm so excited for these nominees that we have today. And we always end up with an honorary nominee. So let me start with my first nominee is Quintasha Sharpton, the plus-size beauty who accused Usher of putting her in harm's way, even though she tested STD free, child. I'm so upset with her in that green top. Oh my gosh. So but you know what, anyways, we also got the intruder who tried to wash dishes and jump in the shower. That was crazy, but I don't know. He might have still been, in mourning from his thumb. I also have, she's a favorite of mine, Miss Maxine, Reclaiming My Time, Walters.
Wait, you have to explain that one.
Have y'all seen Maxine Reclaiming My Time?
I haven't.
Maxine Walters is a senator in California. So she was talking to the U.S. Treasurer, who had not responded back to a letter that her and her colleagues sent him in May. So, as you know, senators, when they're on the floor, they only have a certain amount of time to speak. Well, he kept prolonging it, not dancing around her questions. So she constantly interrupted him with reclaiming my time. We'll have to watch the clip afterwards. And my honorary Petty Betty Award is going to Patrick for calling out Rachel every time she mentions the word husband.
True. Okay. So, Pat, who do you nominate?
I don't have any more nominees. I'll go with Maxine, though. Actually, I want that award.
Right.
I'll take what I can get.
Right.
Austin?
Patrick.
Thank you.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and nominate Patrick because it was personal shade.
Guys. Well, I'm gonna take the it's a very small envelope because there can only be one. So I'm gonna tell you who the winner is. Oh no, that's the wrong one. That's my phone bill. So the winner for tonight is. All right, y'all. It's the plus size lover herself, Quintasha Sharpton. Ooh. You guys, as the winner, I am giving her a lifelong coupon to Lane Bryant.
No.
I am hooking her up with a designer wig installation. And I'm just I want her to sign up for some classes to stop scamming people. But sister, as a BBW, the next time you hold a press conference, please do not shop at City Trends.
Got it.
Spandex.
All right, Pat, we're giving you the honorary Petty Betty Award.
Yeah, I'll take that. Do I get to make a speech?
Yes, you do. We're ready for you. Hold on.
Wait, let me get my award. I just want to, it's really quick, but I just want to thank my mom for teaching me everything that she knows. My dad too, because he's kind of petty. So Greg and Melinda, if you're out there listening, I know you're not, but
Petty.
Thank you.
We see why you should have won. You should have won.
I love it. Okay, we officially got to add something extra, like every show, something like that.
Yes,
with the petty
acceptance speech.
I love it. All right, Ms. BJ, what is your hashtag of the week?
All right, guys, my hashtag of the week is Bishop.
Oh God, where's this going?
A bishop, guys. Rachel, is a respected clerical position in the church.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna use it in a sentence. How about this? If this girl keep talking trash to me, I'm gonna knock her out, and her friends gonna have to come pick this bishop. I'm just saying, it can be used in many different ways.
Hashtag Bishop. Got it.
There you go.
All right, guys, you're listening to The Real with Rachel D. Thank you for tuning in with us every Thursday here on WATB 1420. Austin Sanders, my honey bye. Please tell everybody where they can find out more information again.
You can find out more information if you text RESTORE to 678-934-3161. And also I'm on Instagram at Austin1919JS.
Oh, I forgot that other 19, Austin. Let me write that. Oh.
P Money, congratulations on your honorary Petty Betty Award.
I'm still adjusting. It's a lot to take in right now.
You didn't even know you were nominated. Oh my God.
I wasn't expecting this at all.
I could not.
And Miss BJ.
Oh my God.
Hashtag Bishop.
Yes.
All right, guys. We have fun. We love what we do. Make sure you join us again next week, same time, same place. And we'll leave you with a mix with DJ Specs, and we will check y'all later.